Hey golfers, I'm Drew Mahowald, Second Swing Golf here at Ping Proving Grounds in Scottsdale, joined by James Lee, fitter here with Ping, because we got new hybrids.
Yes, we do.
Ping G440, and of course, when it comes to the hybrid category, G430 just knocked it out of the park for us.
It
and
did.
so that's why we're so excited about G440. So first of all, there's some changes to the way it looks. We got brand new club heads here. I love the kind of the blue accent to these things. But we have some tech and some fitting changes here too. So let's dive into that, James. What are the big changes that golfers need to be aware of?
The hybrid heads are a little bit smaller than the previous.
Okay.
But one of the main changes was the 3 hybrid was 19 degrees. Now it's 20.
Okay.
The 4 hybrid was 22. Now it's 23. And the 5 hybrid was 26. And now it's 26 and a half.
Okay, so adding a little bit of loft to kind of those, I would say those are probably the most popular ones that people have in their bags. Yeah, okay. Was that just from the ability to maybe like lower spin, and because of that, the ball with more loft, you're able to get kind of that high launch, low spin kind of combination?
And instead of adding more loft to our previous 3 hybrid, we just had it built with 20 degrees instead of 19, and it just makes it a little bit easier. I suppose
maybe in the fittings you had, it was like more often than not you were adding loft to the hybrids.
Correct.
Sure. Okay.
Correct.
And then I also wanted to ask about this free Hosel design. So I know driver, fairway, and hybrids was kind of a new shape, so to speak, to that. So what does that do for the club head?
Same thing as far as the weight, being able to move it, lower CG, and again, it allows for a higher flight, which most people need because they need that land angle. They want that ball to stop.
Sure. And then and one thing I noticed too about these was they're built a little bit differently for, say, the 2, the 3, 4 hybrid. The ones that maybe are a different player playing a 2 or 3 hybrid versus a player that has 7 hybrid in the bag. And it sounds like there's maybe some different build or different shaping to those.
So the 2 hybrid, not common with your average player.
Right.
So, but it is a little bit more fade bias.
Okay.
And then your 3, 4, and 5 still has that like little slight draw, but then when you get into like your 6 and 7, more of a draw bias for the hybrid. So
yeah, because then I feel like especially a 6, 7 hybrid, the player typically might have maybe moderate swing speeds or might be maybe fighting that slice, and then you can kind of have that draw there.
And that helps quite a bit.
Yeah, and then of course in terms of the adjustability, all the trajectory tuning 2.0 Hosel, you have that available here. So in a fitting environment, you're able to make a wide range of changes there.
For sure. And it's a little bit smaller head, so maybe more appealing to the eye, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it seems like that's kind of those picky golfers out there that are watching this.
They're out there.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we get to do some testing here today, so I'm going to hit the G440 hybrids. I have no doubts that they're going to be awesome, but of course it's awesome to do it here at Ping. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
All right, so now the testing of the G440 hybrids here. There's a lot to talk about here, and I think the fun part is that we're going to test the 2 hybrid and the 7 hybrid, kind of I know maybe extremes is the wrong or right word, but the far ends of the spectrum here in terms of, because you mentioned that the construction is a little bit different for the 2 hybrid versus 7 hybrid in that they may be built for different players.
Correct.
So that's kind of what we're going to test on the far ends of the spectrum here.
Correct.
So I'm excited for that. Good looking club though. I mean that's never been a concern with Ping clubs ever.
Very clean look.
But yeah.
Just that subtle dot on top like you had mentioned before.
Yep. So knowing what you know and have seen on my various golf shots today, is there anything you're anticipating seeing in the 2 hybrid and the 7 hybrid today? You don't want to answer that question, do you?
I'll let you hit some first, and I'll confirm and deny then.
Okay. So that one, I actually am impressed with how far that went, because that was fat for sure.
225, 253.
Yeah, definitely low spin because I hit it kind of.
And that was heavy.
toe.
That was pretty good for a 2 hybrid off the deck.
Yeah, you can see where then it's like kind of high right there.
So a little smaller head than our previous.
Yeah, it's definitely I think it's going to be
a smaller profile.
It's going to be a well-received hybrid for players that are picky about appearance. I think this looks really good. That was ripped.
That was a good ball there. Really good ball there.
I like how that sounds too.
245, 270.
Yeah, it's low, but.
So this would be ideal for golfer like you with the club head speed. For drivers, too much. 3 or 4 wood's too much off the tee.
Yeah.
And you break out the 2 hybrid.
I think players so often they think of they need that low launching club off the tee that's, you know, maybe not a 3 wood, maybe something a fairy finder. Right. They always kind of dismiss hybrid as that option.
They do.
They go, well, I need a driving iron or I need a utility iron. But I mean,
now you have that
shot's exactly what I would be looking for in that scenario.
And even better for you because your miss is left.
Yeah.
And that's fade bias.
Right.
So we introduced the fade bias into that head. And you can see.
Yeah, look at that.
Just baby cuts.
That was awesome.
235, 260. A little on the low side, but still, it's not turning over like.
Right. I mean.
Or what you're used to seeing.
Right. The same golf
Probably
shot.
not using to see that at all.
Yeah, that's different. I mean, I think it speaks to the build of it a little bit, right?
Correct.
Like, because like we're probably going to see something drastically different with the 7 hybrid. I think is
correct.
Is kind of what we're getting at here.
Because that's more draw bias. See, even that wanted to kind of start left on you a little bit.
It totally did, yeah.
Right? And it kind of came back online.
That was even like, I swung and I was like, as I followed through, I'm like, oh no, that's left.
Right. So give me a couple off the tee now, where driver and 3 wood is too much, and you need that fairway finder.
Maybe not that far right. That's going to look like a shank on the Trackman.
So that's like the most it'll probably turn on you.
Yeah, because I went after that one a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
I kind of gained, the club speed's probably a little higher, isn't it?
270, 104 club head speed.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Really good number there.
See, I mean, I was talking about, you know, the golfers that maybe dismiss hybrid as sort of the fairway finder club. I'm kind of talking about myself. You know, I went straight to an I crossover, which has been a great club for me, but the way this thing is launching is totally making it an option.
Yep.
Oh,
that's so good.
That's perfect.
That's on a rope. Wow.
Yeah, that's
156 ball speed, 250, 270. That's ideal.
Enough said, I think, right?
That's so ideal. So what I'd like for you to hit is the 3.
3, okay.
So one thing we changed on this, we changed the lofts on three of our hybrids.
That's right, you did mention that.
So the 19 is now 20.
Okay.
The 4 hybrid was 22, it's now 23. And the 5 hybrid was 26, but that's 26 and a half. We didn't go a full degree on that. So those are the subtle changes there.
Got ya, okay.
So let's hit that one. So a little bit more loft.
Yep. I actually like that it's doesn't look any bigger though than the.
Yeah, a little bit smaller profile than our previous.
Want me to go off the deck here?
Yes. We'll hit a couple off the deck and then we'll hit some off the tee.
Ooh. A little low face.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
So that's that extra degree of loft we've added?
Yeah.
So that, because you're a low ball hitter.
Yeah, I am.
So prime candidate for you to go into possibly a 3 hybrid as well, because we went from 19 to 20. Right? So I don't have to add the loft, because guess what? If I add the loft, your miss is already left.
My miss is left.
It's closing the face. So 250 carry on that.
That was a really good one.
So good.
This is stupid. That is so good.
So think about this. Having that added loft.
Yeah.
Again, prime candidate for that. 2 hybrid, off the tee, throw that in your bag. Little fade bias because your miss is left. You hit a low ball. So 3 hybrid, I might entertain a 7 wood for you.
Yeah.
Because you hit it low, but having the extra loft on our new G440 3 hybrid is helping. That 1 degree makes a big difference.
It is, yeah, because those last two definitely launching a lot higher. Now, there was the first shot there where I kind of hit it, almost a blade, but then those last two getting up into the 11s versus what I was before with the 2 hybrid, I mean, it's a big difference for sure.
Now, I would like to see it a little higher, so you could be a candidate for a 7 wood, but I'm really liking how you're hitting that 3 hybrid.
Yeah, I'll hit one off the tee here.
Because your land angle is at 38.6.
Yeah.
And, I always look for right around 40. So
I'll hit one off the tee and see what that looks like. Kind of fell out of that swing a little bit, but it's plenty high.
I don't mind that. Great launch again, 12.
No, it didn't go as far right as I thought.
And your ball speed was faster.
Was it?
151 compared to 150.
Wow.
And that wasn't even your solid shot, right? You only lost 5 yards of carry on that one.
Yeah, and I mean, the spin went up because I had kind of open face and I fell out of the swing a little bit, but that's pretty good. I like that. I'm gonna get one more and straighten it out here.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And the thing with the hybrids, if I have someone that's turning it over, I can go flat with those also.
Right. That's good. Yeah, look at the speed on that one.
Look at that. 247, 248, 248.
I don't know. I might be.
All right. I have one more for you to try.
So we're going to go to the other side of the spectrum here?
Yes. So this is more on the draw bias side.
Okay.
We hit the 2 hybrid, which is fade bias. The 3 is straight.
Okay.
And then we have the 5 and 6 that are slight draw.
Yeah.
And then going into the draw.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is different.
Little different look?
Different look and feel in the sense that it's like, it's kind of like an iron length almost.
Oh, he's going to have a 7 hybrid in his bag.
I mean, if it performs like that
How good was that?
That was good.
So, going back to your G440 7 iron that you hit, you were hitting it about 190 carry, right?
Yeah, I was.
That just went 193.6. And straight.
Maybe I am a hybrid player all the way through here, all the way to the 7 hybrid.
Oh my goodness. I see a 7 hybrid in your future.
This is eye-opening.
192.4. How good is that?
Because I'm telling myself as I'm swinging this, just put an iron swing on it.
Right. And you are. I mean, I always tell people swing it like an iron. It's an iron replacement, right?
Yeah.
That's 3 in a row.
I mean,
on a rope.
If that carry number is, that same 190.
It will be, because look at your ball speed. Very consistent ball speed, 134. 191.
Wow.
And dispersion, I'm going to switch for a second.
Yeah, go look at that. Yeah.
There you go. These dotted lines are 5 yards off the pin.
I kind of want to keep hitting it, but I mean, I also at the same time don't want to ruin the consistency that I got going here with this thing. So.
No, those are solid. So, I mean, I see fitting people into 7 hybrids now because first, it's a little draw bias. And if I'm putting someone in a 7 hybrid, usually they fade the ball.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to help them get it straight. And hybrid's going to be easier to hit than an iron.
Yeah.
So.
I'm impressed. I mean, I just hit 3 of the same golf shot in a row 3 times. That was awesome.
And you looked at it and your first comment was, that's a lot of loft.
It was. That totally was my first thought, yeah.
When you set it down, set up, pull the trigger, now it's like, okay, doesn't matter what it looks like.
That's, again, the range of outcomes you can get from the hybrids that are available here. The 2 hybrid, doing what it did for me was that like rocket launcher tee shot,
Right.
And then we get to the 7 hybrid and I'm hitting high towering like darts.
Right.
That are all carrying 192 yards.
Consistently.
That's really good.
With consistent spin and consistent launch. 16 launch at 64.87. That's the spin of a 7 iron.
Those are 7 iron numbers. Yeah.
Those are 7 iron numbers right there.
Wow. Well, this has been a good testing session.
Yes, it has.
Very interesting findings for me. I have a lot of thinking to do about my golf equipment. That's good. Wow. All right, so James, a very interesting and eye-opening testing session completed there for the G440 Hybrids. Clearly a difference in the performance between the longer, stronger lofted hybrids versus the shorter, the 5, 6, 7 hybrids.
Correct.
As we saw there, we noted the loft changes on the 3, 4, and 5, which we saw helped me as well with adding a little bit more launch and height there. So kind of getting into who the hybrids are for, I think I almost want to go two ways with you. I want to start at the top and kind of the longer hybrids.
Okay.
Because there's clearly maybe a different type of golf that would fit into those versus maybe the shorter ones. Let's talk about 2, 3, 4 hybrid maybe. Those hybrids, what players are going to be playing those?
So for 2 hybrid, typically a faster club head speed, and maybe they just use it off the tee.
Yeah.
So great launch, great spin for that. Probably not going to use it off the ground. But if they miss left a little bit, it's fade bias.
Mm-hmm.
So that new 2 hybrid being fade bias is really going to help.
Yeah.
The 3, 4, and 5, the big change, adding that extra degree of loft. And we saw that with you, hitting the 3 hybrid. Our previous was 19, now it's 20. Our previous 4 hybrid was 22, now it's 23. And our 5 hybrid was 26, now it's 26 and a half. We didn't go a full degree on that one. The half degree was enough. But the other big change was the 7 hybrid that you hit was draw bias. So typically if I'm going to put someone into a 7 hybrid, they typically would fade the ball.
Yeah.
So the draw with the help of getting that ball up in the air in the 7 hybrid, I think we're going to do amazing things with that 7 hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, I can attest to what happened with the 7 hybrid. I hit 3 shots and they were seemingly the exact same thing.
Right.
I had one that turned over just a little bit more with a draw, but like the carry numbers were so consistent on those. And so there's, to your point, there's something to be said about, especially those longer irons, using, think about a 5 hybrid, a 6 hybrid, a 7 hybrid to replace those. And you're going to get, I mean, it's a lot of loft to look at for sure, as I mentioned when I saw it, but they're designed to be easier and more forgiving than irons.
And see the results.
Yeah, I mean, the results were awesome.
Right.
So I just really like the variety of options you have and the different skill sets you cover with the G440 hybrids here, because we talked about a high-speed player that wants a fairway finder, low-launching rocket with a 2 hybrid.
Correct.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have maybe a moderate or slow swing speed player needing some lift, needing some extra height with their irons. You can go with a 6 hybrid, 7 hybrid, and you're going to get a ton of that performance there too.
Correct.
I mean, really good stuff here with all these hybrids. I'm really impressed. So, James, thank you for the time today to hit all these and get your insight as well on the different tech changes and the updates for G440. I guess golfers, go get fit. This was fantastic. It was eye-opening for me. I'm not saying I will play a 7 hybrid, but it would be tough for me to deny with what happened today in the testing.
Right.
So, James, thank you for everything again.
You're
today.
quite welcome.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming.